Good morning to everyone. In our last class, we studied about network terminologies used in network, number of mesh equations required, how to put the mesh equations in matrix form. Okay, so network terminologies. Those network terminologies are what is node? Okay, mesh. Okay, what is principal node? Branch, loop and mesh equation. These are the sum of the definition. Network terminology means sum of the definitions used in network terminologies. Next, number of mesh equations required. So if within a network, okay, if suppose for example, if you given a one network, how many mesh equations are required? Okay, at the same time, how to put them mesh equations in matrix form. Okay, so in last class we are put the mesh equations in inspection method. Okay, so next the number of mesh equations required is to be determined by the formula. Number of mesh equations is equal to m is equal to b minus n plus 1. Here b is equal to number of branches, n is equal to number of nodes plus 1. So network terminal is here is equal to the, so what is node? Okay, what is branch? Okay, so what is loop? Some of the terminologies used in related to the mesh. Okay, so this is our last class we have discussed. Now, so today we have discussed about some of the objectives here is solutions for current mesh currents using Cramer's rule. Okay, so in last class just we learn how to put them mesh equations into matrix form. Only just to put them into matrix form. But here some of the solutions, how to solve these matrices. Okay, so here we are using the best method is Cramer's rule. Okay, so Cramer's rule is used for this to getting the solutions for matrix form. Okay, next again, so another one is equal to the sum of the examples, and another one is equal to the examples. Example problems are number of mesh equations required. So already we know the formula. M is equal to b minus n plus 1. That is just we know the formula. But how to apply this formula to the networks? That is the sum of the example problems. Next, so once we are mesh equations, put them into matrix, how to get the solutions and how to determine either voltage, current or any other parameters. So this we have discussed here. Okay. So already we know the matrix, that is, so consider the loop current equations in the matrix form, that is impedance parameters, next current and voltage. Okay, this one is our matrix form. Okay, so this matrix form is to be applied for Cramer's rule. Okay, so already mathematical equations, mathematical matrix, how to solve mathematical problems or mathematical matrix. In the same way here also we are solve the equation. Okay, so in suppose in mathematical equations, so z1 z2 is the sum of the variables. Here instead of I1 I2 I3, that is equal to x1 x2 and x3. Okay, so instead of y1 y2 sorry v1 v2 v3, that is equal to y1 y2 and y3 in math or mathematics. But in this case we are solve the network. So network means, so there is some source elements and the current flowing through the networks and power delivered are consumed by the network. So that's why, so these parameters are different. Okay, that is, here the parameters are in terms of impedance, current and voltage. Okay, so in Cramer's rule, how to getting these currents I1 I2 I3. Okay, so I1 is equal to delta 1 by delta z, I2 is equal to delta 2 by delta z, I3 is equal to delta 3 by delta z. That means where delta is equal to, okay, where delta is equal to this one, that is delta z is equal to z11 z12 z13 and z21 z22 z23 and z31 z32 and z33 is the our delta z, and that means from this matrix we are determine the determinant of a matrix. Okay, so the determinant of matrix can be determined as follows. Okay, so how to determine? So suppose if you want to find out z11 is the common factor, okay, then go for these two parameter, that is Z1 to Z2, Z22 and Z23, Z32 and Z minus next equation plus. That means in mathematics way, so that is when you are determining the determinant. So first coefficient will be considered as positive, next negative, next positive and negative, and so on. So that's why here positive value, that is plus positive, next negative, next one is the positive. In this way we are determining the determinant of a matrix. At the same time, after that we are find out the value of coefficient of a matrix. Here the coefficient of matrix is equal to the, so if we want the Z11, then the coefficient of matrix is equal to this one, Z22, Z23 and Z32 and Z33. Again at the same time, if you want Z12, okay, Z12, that is circle, we have represent with Z12, then the coefficient is equal to minus remaining part, that is middle part is to be eliminated, remaining 4 parameters, that is Z1, Z21, Z23, Z31 and Z33. In the same way, Z13 is equal to remaining 4 values equal to Z21, Z22, Z31 and these are the coefficient of a matrix. After that, so we are find out the delta 1, delta 2 and delta 3. Okay, here delta 1 is equal to replace this V1, V2, V3, that is Y component V1, V2, V3 in first column. Okay, this is the first column is equal to V1, V2, V3. Next one is replace same as it is, whatever the matrix, that is Z12, Z23 is to be replaced. Again for delta 2, so replace it second column with V1, V2, V3. So remaining parameters put them into as it is. Next third one is equal to delta 3. So the third column is to be replaced with output parameters V1, V2, V3. Remaining is to put them into same as it is. So from that, after that, we are getting the delta 1, delta 2, delta 3 and delta. Then we are find out the value of I1 is equal to delta 1 by delta Z. I2 is equal to delta 2 by delta Z. And I3 is equal to delta 3 by delta Z. In this way, first we are find out the values. So that means when the network is to be given, so those network number of mesh equations are required. Just find out the number of mesh equations required. After that, so those mesh equations are put them into matrix form. Then after put them into matrix form, just find out the value of delta Z first. After that, find out the value of delta 1, delta 2 and delta 3. When we find out these values, next go for the which value is to be determined. Here the unknown values are current. So that's why I1 current, I2 current and I3 current is to be determined. Okay, so I1 is equal to, so the loop 1 delta 1 by delta Z, I2 is equal to delta 2 by delta Z, I3 is equal to delta 3 by delta Z. Okay, so this one is the Cramer's rule. Next go for the sum of the examples. Okay, so sum of the examples means how many mesh equations are required for the circuit. Suppose here is the example. Okay, example 1. So how many mesh current equations are required for the following circuit? Okay, so to determine the number of mesh equations required, so first we have to find out the value of number of branches, how many number of branches is there in a network, next how many number of nodes. Okay, so when you are getting these two values, it is easily find out the number of mesh equations required for the circuit. Okay, here is equal to, so this one is our circuit. Okay, the number of nodes is equal to, so that is node 1 here, that is A. Look at here. Okay, first we have to find the number of nodes. Okay, number of principal nodes are a number of nodes. That means here is equal to 1 node. This one is series connection. Voltage and branch inductor both are connected in series. So that's why this is one branch. Next L2 and L3 is the another branch, that is first branch, second branch. Again next one is this one is equal to the third branch, and the number of branches is equal to 3. Okay, these 3 will be connected between 2 points, that is 2 nodes, node 1 and node 2. So node 1 is equal to the principal node, node 2 is also principal node. It is also called as a reference node, and the number of principal nodes n is equal to 2. Then number of mesh equations m is equal to b minus n plus 1, that is equal to b is equal to here 3. 3 minus 2 plus 1, that is equal to 2. Okay, is it clear? So just first find out the number of branches. First find out the number of nodes. So node 1, node 2. After that, so in between nodes, how many branches is to be connected? Branch 1, again branch 2 and branch 3. There is a 3 branches. So next go for the another example, that is find the number of mesh equations required to solve the given network. Okay, so from this network first we have to find out how many nodes is there. Okay, so consider, so that is node 1, first node, because here the resistor V1 and resistor R1 is connected to this node 1 and R2 and L1 is also connected to the node. So there is a 3 branches to be connected at one point. Next go for the next point, that is second node. Here is also the resistor R3. Next the parallel circuit of R2 and L1 and L2 are connected to this point, that is 2. Next another node is equal to, here is 3. That is third point, that is inductor, and the combination of R4 and C1 and V2 are connected to the third point, that is 3. Next all are connected to the, so one node, that is equal to fourth node, and the number of nodes here is equal to 4 nodes. So next find out the number of branches. Okay, so the number of nodes is equal to 1, 2, 3 and 4. In between the nodes we have to find the branches. Okay, so in between nodes 1 and 4, the number of branches is equal to only 1, that is resistor R1 and V both are connected in series in between 1 and 4, that is branch 1. Okay, next go for in between branch 1 and 2. So there is a 2 branches because these two are connected in parallel, so that's why, so these two will be considered as a branch 2 and branch 3. Okay, in between 2 and 4, that is one resistor, that is equal to fourth branch. Next in between 2 and 3, the branch is equal to fifth one. Okay, in between branch 3 and 4, that is equal to sixth branch. Next in between 3 and 4, another branch, that is V2, that is equal to 7. And the number of branches here is equal to 7. Number of nodes is equal to 4. Look at here clearly. Okay, here the number of nodes is equal to n1, n2, n3 and n4. Next number of branches are branch 1, branch 2, branch 3, branch 4, branch 5, branch 6 and branch 7. And the number of branches is equal to 7. And the number of principal nodes is equal to 4. Number of branches is equal to 7. Then number of mesh equations required, M is equal to B minus n plus 1. That is equal to 7 minus 4 plus 1. So the number of mesh equations required is equal to 4. Next go for the another example. Determine the number of mesh currents required to solve the given network. Okay, determine the number of mesh currents required to solve the given network. Again look at this. Okay, first find out the number of nodes. Here the number of nodes are equal to, so n1, that is n1, in between next n2, n3, n4, the finally reference node, that is equal to n5. In between number of branches is equal to, in between n1 and n2, the number of branches is equal to 1. Next in between the 2, that is 2. Next 3. Okay, next in between 4. Okay, next 5. Okay, here is equal to 6. Okay, 7. Next one is 8. So there are the 8 branches between the, among the nodes. Okay, the number of nodes is equal to 5. Number of branches is equal to 8. Look at again. Okay, here the nodes are n1, n2, n3, n4 and n5. So branches is equal to, suppose this one is branch 1. Next, in between these two, n2 and n1, that is second branch. n1 and n3, that is equal to third branch. n3 and n5 is equal to fourth branch. Okay, next n4 and n3 is equal to fifth branch. Okay, next n4 and n2 is equal to the sixth branch. n4 and n5 is equal to seventh branch. n1 and n5 is equal to the eighth branch. So the number of branches is equal to 8, number of nodes is equal to 5. So then the number of mesh equations required is equal to 8 minus 5 plus 1, that is equal to 4. The number of mesh equations required is equal to 4. Okay, I think it is clear for everything. So that means from these equations or from these networks, we are just find out number of mesh equations is to be required. Okay, so that means when we are find out the number of mesh equations required, just first note down the number of nodes existed within a network. After that, within the in between the networks, so how many branches are placed. Okay, so based on number of branches and number of nodes, we have to calculating the number of mesh equations required. Next, go for the another example. Here is write the mesh current equations for the network of figure A and arrange them into the matrix form. Okay, first how many mesh equations are required you have to determine. Okay, so before that, so the number of nodes within a network, that means here is equal to node 1. Okay, so the number of nodes within a network is equal to, so the node 1, that is n1, here is equal to n2. The number of branches is equal to in between n1 and n2, that is the series connection of voltage and resistor, that is equal to branch 1. So next in between n1 and n2, that is equal to second branch. Next one is the 3 branches. Okay, the number of mesh equations required is equal to number of branches, that is 3 minus number of nodes plus 1. So 3 minus 2 equal to 1 plus 1, that is equal to 2 mesh equations is to be required. Okay, so but in our problem, just write the mesh current equations for the network and arrange them in the matrix form. Okay, so just first if you want to find out the matrix equation, okay, so we are selecting the either current is flowing in the clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. Here we are considering the current flowing through this network is in terms of clockwise direction. Okay, so this one loop 1 and loop 2. Okay, the current flowing through loop 1 is equal to I1 in clockwise direction. The current flowing through this loop 2 is equal to I2 current, that is in clockwise direction. That means conventional current direction is from negative to positive, that is negative to positive. Okay, they are indicating the similar polarities, that is, so from this resistance value positive to negative, again positive to negative, and conventional current direction is equal to the negative to positive. In the same way, again positive to negative and positive to negative. Okay, first we have to indicating the current directions, that is either clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. That will be again at each component we are representing the plus and minus indication voltage drop across the each element. After that, write down the mesh equations. So by applying KVL, so that is Kirchhoff voltage law. Kirchhoff voltage law is equal to, so algebraic sum of voltage drops is equal to the sum of algebraic sum of voltage drops is equal to 0. That means summation of voltage V is equal to the summation of R into I, that is V equal to IR. Okay, in the same way, so by applying the KVL, so just look at that. This one is our first loop. Okay, just the voltage is equal to 50 angle 60 degrees. Just put it off. Next go for the resistance, that is here resistor is equal to 10 ohms. So these 10 ohms, within these 10 ohms the current flowing through this one is equal to I1, 10 into I1. Here I will I will considering the positive sign, that is first sign positive. Next go for the again positive, that is plus. Here is equal to minus J5. Okay, so minus J5 ohms. Okay, J5 ohms, that means so within this J5 ohms J5 ohm capacitance reactance, so there is a two currents will be flowing, that is I1 and I2. So these two currents are in same direction, clockwise direction. So that's why we write it as I1 minus I2. Okay, that means it is entering into the current. Next one is here is equal to, suppose, so from this loop the current is entering into this capacitive reactance. In this case the current is to be entering in this direction, both are in opposite direction. So that's why I1 minus I2 is equal to, so that is equal to the 50 angle 0 degrees. This one is loop 1 equation. Okay, look at here. So 10 angle phi 1 minus of minus J5 into I1 minus I2 is equal to 50 angle 0 degrees. Again simplify this equation. So 10 minus J5 into I1 plus J5 into I2 is equal to 50 angle 0 degrees. Again go for the loop 2. Okay. Again in this loop case also, here the current direction is in terms of clockwise direction. Here first the ohm resistor is equal to the 3 ohm resistor. 3 into I2 current is to be flowing. Either we are considering positive sign or a negative sign. So the negative sign, that means leaving current minus J4 into I2, plus and minus leaving current is minus of minus J5 into minus J5 into, here is entering current I from second loop. So that's why I2 minus I1. This is the second equation. So the second equation is equal to 3 into I2 minus J4 into I2 minus of J5 into I2 minus I1. So these are the loop equations. Okay, loop 1. So that is equal to 10 minus J5 into I1 plus J5 into I2 is equal to 50 angle 0 degrees. Again loop 2 is equal to J5 into I1 plus 3 minus J into I1 J1 plus, sorry, 3 minus J1 into I2 equal to 0. So this one is equation 1 and equation 2. So these two equations are, put them into matrix form. That is, so I1 and I2 currents, I1 and I2 is equal to 50 angle 0 degrees and 0. So next I1 is equal to 10 minus J5 plus I2 is equal to J5. For second equation, J5 into 3 minus J1. Okay. So in this way we are representing the loop equations in matrix form. Next go for the another example. So look at here. Again write the mesh current equations for the network. Okay. So before writing the equations, so this one is the current flowing direction is clockwise direction I1, I2 and I3. There is a 3 loops, I1 current, I2 and I3. Okay. So next just indicating the positive and negative signs, plus minus, again plus and minus. Okay. Next one is plus and minus, clockwise direction, plus and minus. First go for the loop 1. Okay, the loop 1 current is equal to I1. So 5 ohms into I1 minus 5 ohms into I in between the two loops, that is I1 and I2, and the current is to be flowing through these 5 ohm resistors are both current, that is I1 and I2. So that's why the loop equation is equal to, so 5 into I1, okay, that is minus 5 into I1 minus 5 into, okay, So there's two currents, but we are writing the equation from loop 1. So that's why I1 minus I2 is equal to, here the voltage source is equal to the 10 angle 0 degrees as a voltage. Okay. So minus 5 ohms into I1 minus 5 into here, in this 5 ohm resistor, two currents will be flowing through this resistor. So that's why I into I1 minus I2 is equal to 10 angle 0 degrees. In the same way, go for the next two equations, that is loop 2. Again J5 into I1 minus I2. Okay. Next for second equation, that is for loop 2. Again the current direction is plus minus, again plus and minus. Okay. Minus 5 into I2. Okay, but this J5 ohms, two currents to be enter into this J5 ohms. So that's why. So the second equation is equal to minus 5 into I2. Okay, minus J5 into, okay, there is a two current, that is I2 current and I3 current, that is I2 minus I3 minus, okay, minus again 5 into, there is a two current, that is I1 and I2. So that's why I2 minus I1 is equal to, so there is no voltage source, so that's why equal to 0. That is the second equation. Again go for the third. The same current, plus minus, again plus minus and minus. So minus 5 ohms into I3 current, minus of J5 into I3. So here J5 is in between second loop and third loop. So that's why J5 into I3 minus I1. So these are the loop equations. Okay. So that is loop 2. Loop 1 is equal to 10 into I1 minus 5 into I2 plus 0 into I3 is equal to 10 angle 0 degrees, because here 0 means, so there is no connection between the loop 1 and loop 3. So that's why only two equations, that is I1 and I2. Next equation for loop 2, minus 5 into I1 plus 10 plus J5 into I2 minus J5 into I3 equal to 0. Next third equation, 0 into I1 minus J into 5 into I2 plus I into 5 into I3 equal to 0. This is the way we have to write the equation for a given network. Okay. Next to go for the another example, write the mesh current equation for the network and put them into matrix form. Same way. So again first go for the positive negative signs indication. Okay. Next positive negative, again positive negative, and there is also conventional direction, positive negative and positive negative. So in this first loop, so consider only first loop. Okay. Here is 5 ohm resistor and J5 ohm resistor and 30 angle 0 degrees. Then write the equations, means minus 5 into I1. So this J5 ohm is in between the loop 1 and loop 2. So that's why J5 into I1 minus I2 equal to 30 angle 0 degrees. Next go for the second loop. Okay, here 2 and J3 ohms are connected in series. So that's why write it as 2 plus J3 ohms into the current flowing through this resistor is equal to I2. Next the 6 ohms is in between loop 2 and loop 3. So that's why 6 ohms into I2 minus I3. Next J5 is also in between I2 and I1. So that's why that is the second equation. Look at these equations, that is the loop 1 is equal 5 plus J5 into I1 minus J5 into I2 plus 0 into I3. Next second equation for loop 2 minus J5 into I plus 8 plus J8 into I2 minus 6 into I3. This third one is equal to 0 into I1 minus 6 into I2 plus 10 into I3 is equal to minus 50 angle 0 degrees. Again these three equations are put them into matrix form. Given them into matrix form. Okay, so in this way first you have to write the mesh equations, that is, so the fundamental way to write the equations, only remember these fundamental things is, okay, so if you want to write the mesh equations, apply the KVL, that is sum of the voltage drops, V is equal to I into R. Okay, After that, before applying this KVL, so first find out the number of mesh equations, number of loops within a network. Okay, how to solve? So the first one is number of loop equations, number of loops within a network. After that, second one, current flowing direction. Second one is current flowing direction. We have to current flow direction. Next, third one, applying KVL. Okay, these are the three ways to write the mesh current equations. First, find out the number of loops. After that, current flowing direction, represent the current flowing direction. Next one, applying the KVL. Okay, so the current flowing direction already given in this problem. Okay, next just write down the for KVL application, just note down the plus and minus positive indication, that is voltage drop across the each element. After that, either we are considering positive or negative, that means either entering or leaving. Okay, so either we are considering positive and negative for each element. After that, we are considering current may be entering into the element or leaving into the element. Suppose if you want to considering entering into the element, then for each and every element within a network is to be considering as entering element only. The current is to be entering into the element. Or otherwise, if you want to find out the current from the leaving terminal of the each component, then indicate the minus. So this minus for each and every element is to be applied. Similar way is to be applied. Either we are considering entering terminal or leaving terminal. Based on that, we have to write the equations. After that, we have to put them into matrix form. Okay. Thank you. I think it is clear for everyone.